we see a very clear impact of the Bhagavad Gita on Gandhiji's life. Also, it is important to note that here Gandhiji did not talk about selfless service. His whole life is a clear example of how he always tried to serve others, and even through his leadership skills and also in the ashram. Hey Ram, the last words of Mahatma Gandhi came out of pure compassion for his assassin Nathuram Godse. The compassion arises from the implementation of Bhagavad Gita principles in Mahatma Gandhi's life. Today we'll see what were the 5 great impacts that Bhagavad Gita had on Gandhiji's life. The first impact that Bhagavad Gita had on Mahatma Gandhi was his ability to handle his inner struggles and to walk the journey of self-realization. Bhagavad Gita gave him the idea of dharma or duty, wherein you do your duty without expecting the results. This is where his inner struggles of injustice or humiliation, these struggles he could handle in a better way, and he could channelize these struggles into the struggle for the society. This duty gave him the role of the leader for the society. Impact number 2 was the non-violent resistance. In the Gita, although Lord Krishna is telling Arjun to fight, all through the Gita he tells Arjun to fight, and yet some way down the line he tells that all forms are my forms. To see this, all forms are my forms, are Lord Krishna's forms, it takes a lot of sadhana, and through the sadhana this compassion comes up. Through compassion, when Gandhiji saw that all forms are his forms, then he felt that ahimsa has to be the cornerstone of Indian freedom struggle. So he converted the whole Indian freedom movement into a non-violent movement. This is the way he imbibed this principle of compassion. Impact number 3 was his fight for social justice and equality. In the Bhagavad Gita, Shlok number 13 from chapter 4 states about the 4 varnas, and it clearly says that these varnas have to be according to the gunas and qualities of each person, not by birth. So from here, Bhagavad Gita, Gandhiji got inspired for social justice and equality. He called the not so privileged class of his times as the Harijans. He called the backward class as Harijans, and he fought for their equality. Impact number 4. Gandhiji believed a lot in selfless service. In fact, he wrote a book on Bhagavad Gita which he called Anasakti Yoga. It is based totally on selfless service. Now this principle comes from the Bhagavad Gita from 2 chapters. One from the Karma Yoga chapter, where we are supposed to do all our duties without expecting the results for oneself, as well as from the Bhakti Yoga chapter, which is chapter number 12, and there also Bhakti is called as selfless service. So we see a very clear impact of the Bhagavad Gita on Gandhiji's life. Also, it is important to note that here Gandhiji did not talk about selfless service. His whole life is a clear example of how he always tried to serve others, even through his leadership skills and also in the ashram. Impact number 5, spiritual awakening. We clearly see that the Bhagavad Gita has guided Gandhiji on his spiritual journey for his spiritual awakening. But the important thing is, he realized that truth and self-realization are important for personal growth of each individual and therefore society upliftment as well. And he guided people for that. But his lectures on the Gita and his guidance is not mere talk. This can be seen very clearly from the words, the last words that he had about Nathuram Godse or about his assassination. They were just "Hey Ram." It was pure compassion that came up during that event, and this is a sign of spiritual awakening. So as we see, Gandhiji implemented the principles of Bhagavad Gita. He imbibed them, embodied them, and he practiced them. That is why he could reach such a legendary height in his life. And if we want to do the same, if we want to reach our best, then we have to implement the principles given in the Bhagavad Gita. We have to embody them. And this practical spirituality is present, is offered to you in our course Embodying Bhagavad Gita. In the course Embodying Bhagavad Gita, you are expected to spend around 15 minutes in the morning reading through the content given online and contemplating over it. Then you go through the exercises given there, and throughout the day you implement, you observe whether that principle applies to your life, or in what way, to what degree you can apply it. With this consistent effort to apply all these principles over a period of 9 months, you reach at a totally different height. You can see a transformation in your life. Along with that, we have monthly sessions with the live Guru Shunyo, as you can see him here, and through these live sessions you can get your queries solved. If you have found this video enlightening, be sure to share, subscribe and like our channel. Give it a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up, and be sure to reach the link, to click on the link below for the Embodying Bhagavad Gita course.